right, everyone, welcome back to the Geezerhood. Welcome to episode 4 of Geezer Talk, brought to you by the three of us and nobody else. We are still without a sponsor.
That sucks.
It does, but hey, it will come. Be patient.
That sucks.
So, we guys think? Do the intros. As always, the eldest of the group, representing the boomers from the Geezer Burbs on the edge of Metro Los Angeles, it's Ripe Old Rich.
I'm here, ripe and ready to roll.
And from the Geezer Burbs of Denver, representing D Generation X, it's DJ Slats.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
And as always, I'm your lead host and moderator, JB, from the pre-Geezer Burbs of actual Los Angeles. All right, and I've heard Ripe Old Rich completed another trip around the sun.
Yeah.
And then promptly smacked his head in his garage.
Yeah, to celebrate, right?
Exactly. Speaking of Geezer birthdays, interesting article that came out about a week ago in the New Yorker that the average American celebrates only one healthy birthday after turning age 65. So as
Wow.
we understand it, you are over 65 and you are an inspiration to all of us. So keep your head healthy, literally.
Appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
All right. So leaving off from last time, plug for our episode 3 and a short cutout that was made available and published out there on our channel. We talked about entrance songs we should all have as sort of getting us pumped up and ready to record the show. So Ripe Old Rich had a lot to say on that topic. DJ Slap and I had a lot to say back to Ripe Old Rich and making fun of his geezerness. So the homework from last time, DJ Slats, what is your entrance song?
To be honest, I forgot we had a homework song. So, with that said, you get back to me on that one.
Just like when you used to be in school, you didn't do your homework either.
I forgot we had homework.
You're a geezer. You forgot.
I forgot.
You can just tell us next time. I can elaborate on mine, but I want to hear JB's here.
I think Slats will forget. Slats, you get a reprieve to think one while I'm giving you mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I did do the homework this time. And thinking about my entrance song from band and a song relevant to the topic of Geezer Talk, but also band that actually is from my generation. I went with the song When We Were Young by the Killers. Because I once was young. I'm kind of in that middle-aged stage now, and they're a great band with great music. And yeah, that's my choice, and I am sticking to it.
You know, I honestly can't tell you I know the song. I do know the Killers. They had the song Mr. Brightside, right? But they also, I think, JB, I mentioned this song to you not that long ago. I stumbled onto it on a YouTube video, and I really like it, called Quiet Town. It's a few years old now.
That is also the Killers.
Yeah, good song if you know it.
Of course I got two.
Yeah, so I'm impressed with them. Brandon Flowers, right, is the lead singer.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy go. He's ready to talk about music today. All right, Slats. Your walk-up song for Geezer Talk.
There's two that came to mind real quick. It'd be one by LL Cool J, Going Back to Cali, because I'm not in Cali. And honestly, I don't think so. So the other one would be Hey Jude, because I absolutely freaking love that song. My mom was born in Liverpool, so it's a Beatles song, of course. Call me Jude if you want, but Hey Jude. So one of those two.
You can call me Al.
You can call me Al. Paul Simon with Chevy Chase.
Right.
All right. Very good.
So can I elaborate on mine? I don't know if we talked about it last time or not. We talked about it, but I don't think it aired.
Let's talk about it. What's your choice?
Well, I had 3 in consideration, right? I had Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen, and part of that was, you all relive your high school days. And the song opens up, had a friend who was a big baseball player back in high school, could throw the speedball by you. I was a pitcher, left-handed pitcher. So that was under consideration. Another song was We Didn't Start the Fire. Thought about it. It's kind of chronicalizes Billy Joel's childhood up through adulthood, but a little bit before my time, some of it. So I didn't go with that.
Really?
I went with, yeah, it's a little before my time, some of it. So I picked Old Days by Chicago. And the reason I picked it was I thought the lyrics make a lot of sense. And it basically, I have it up on my screen. Old days, good times I remember, fun days filled with simple pleasure. And here's the part: driving movies, comic books, and blue jeans. Howdy doody, although he's a little before my time. Baseball cards and birthdays take me back to the world gone away. Memories seem like yesterday. So I thought that was really, really good. And that's really why I picked that song. And one other song, although I didn't pick it, I think it's a really relevant song. It was recorded in 1979 by Elvis, but not Elvis Presley. Elvis Costello is called What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding. But I would encourage people to go check out the lyrics of that song. Really relevant as it was, 45 years ago now, especially with what's going on in the world.
Well, speaking of Elvis Costello, yeah, you're wearing a Powerhouse gym shirt, and it's been documented on this podcast. You like working out. How about the Elvis Costello song "Pump It Up"?
Pump It Up, yeah. He was pretty underrated performer, Elvis Costello. Had some good songs.
Well,
always
I
loved
throw one. I throw one more at my list, and it's one of the greatest songs ever. Hotel California by the Eagles. That song comes on, and you got to crank that up.
I guess that is certainly considered one of the best songs of all time.
Without a doubt.
I'm not a huge Eagles fan, but yeah, it's a good song. What is it? You can what's the thing where you can
anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to stumble around and
check
think
out
about.
anytime.
Check out anytime, but you can never leave. Yeah. And of course, DJ Slat's ties to California, so I guess that makes sense.
But I checked out and I left.
There we go. All right, so let's talk about some Geezer news, and let's continue this Geezertunes conversation. As of recording time just a few hours ago, the inductees for the 2024 class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were released today. So 2024 inductees will be Mary J. Blige, Cher, Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy Osbourne, and A Tribe Called Quest. So I've certainly heard of all
others. I saw others, JB, listed. Are there more?
There may
names
more.
I never heard of.
There were nominees who did not get in. Among the nominees who did not get in include Mariah Carey, Eric B. and Rakim, Jane's Addiction, Lenny Kravitz, Oasis, Sinead O'Connor, and Sadie. But those are.
I saw something else.
What was the last
that's
one?
What I saw. Sade, Sadie. I don't know that.
Sade.
Sade or something.
Sade. There's the youth. There's the youth right there.
yeah, I've heard of them. Don't know much about them.
Sade.
But at least
Sade.
among the list of inductees, I certainly know all of them. Some interesting choices in there. I'm interested to hear what you all think, since you certainly know all of them and lived through almost all of them more than me. But looking through this list, Mary J. Blige, yes. Cher, yes.
She was kind of at the beginning of hip hop, wasn't she?
I'm doing my 2 cents.
Mount Rushmore of hip hop or R&B. Mary J. Blige would be. You'd be pushing for a spot.
She's legit. That's legit.
Yeah, Cher, Endurance, lots hits, certainly legit. Dave Matthews Band, you might want to talk about that one. I'm not so sure on that. Foreigner.
Can I interject one thing on Cher?
Sure.
So one of her huge hits, maybe her biggest solo hit, should be a theme song for geezers out there.
If I could
It's
turn back
titled "If I
time.
Could Turn Back Time."
Back time.
Go ahead, that's it.
I'm going to say this on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, it's rock and roll. Correct me if I'm wrong. No disrespect to Mary J. Blige. Talent. But is she rock and roll? And there's other
It
bands
doesn't
that
have
get
to
in
be
there that
rock.
they're not rock and roll.
I
It
agree
doesn't have to be rock and
100%.
roll. It's rock and roll or influencers.
I think it should be just the Music Hall of Fame. I don't know. That's my geezer side. It's just
Well,
like there's some bands that get in there.
but they do certainly differentiate, right? Because you don't have country music groups in there, right?
Dolly Parton is.
Okay, but she kind of
And
crossed over.
no disrespect to Dolly.
But she's had the
But
hits that are not strictly country, right?
yeah,
But
but she's
somebody
not
like
rock and
Johnny Cash isn't in there, or I don't
Are
know,
we sure
Merle
about that?
Haggard. I don't think Johnny Cash. I don't think he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But there's other big ones, that were in country that are not there. Garth Brooks, he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's the biggest
So
country music star ever, I guess.
have you ever been there to the Rock and Roll
I
Hall of
have.
Fame?
I have
So
in
have I.
Cleveland.
Johnny Cash
Yeah.
is in
Yeah,
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Johnny Cash is. Okay, I
Yeah.
stand corrected. But there's
It's
plenty of others
actually
that aren't.
it's actually a small building, in my opinion.
Isn't it like 3 floors or something like that?
Yeah, but I
I
feel
think
like it could be a whole lot bigger.
it could be. It could be. But I
So
also the criteria to get in there is, as JB said, it's the music
yeah,
influences. But
but again, music.
there's groups and individuals in there that I have no clue who they are, or there's some that are like, why are they in there?
Yeah.
So I don't understand some of the selection process, I guess.
Right.
Well, let's talk about some of the names on here. So I kind of started off, Mary J. Blige, Cher, absolutely. Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton. I don't know. Did they really move the needle on music, or were they kind of just another band with a couple of hits? Cool and the
Well,
Gang,
Peter,
absolutely. Ozzy Osbourne, absolutely. And the Tribe Called Quest, honestly, I don't know their music, so I defer to you two.
I don't even know who they are. I never heard of them.
Yeah,
The only
Tribe Called Quest.
the only one I know is Questlove, and he's a drummer, right?
Yeah.
He is a drummer.
He's a drummer in Jimmy Fallon band, I think.
Yeah,
It's not
the
Jimmy Fallon band, it's the Roots.
The Roots.
the
They
Roots.
play on Jimmy Fallon's
They're a real
show.
band even before the show. They tour and they make great music.
There's a couple on there that, you mentioned Dave Matthews. I don't know. I mean, I never liked his music, so I'm not a good one to judge that. And who was after Dave Matthews? It was right after
Foreigner.
Dave. Now, Foreigners, they're legit, I guess. They had some big hits. Oh, Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
He had probably, it might have been the
He had
largest
one
selling.
live album.
Right, a double album. I probably have it. Frampton Comes Alive. Might have been the biggest selling album of all time at the time. And he was also, I might be mistaken, but you ever hear of a group DJ called Humble Pie?
That's before my time,
Yeah,
apparently.
I think he was in the group called Humble Pie.
Mm.
Maybe. JB wouldn't know that group, and I don't know that they had any big hits. So his one album was so influential, though. I mean, people played that thing over and over and over, and he played like the with the guitar in his mouth, where it went, make that crazy noise you blew through a tube. I think
Richie
Sambora and with Bon Jovi does that. Yeah. So, I question it, but I don't know. There's others that I just don't think do belong in there because they're not rock and roll. At least he's rock and roll.
Right,
I don't know why my man Tommy James isn't in there. I'm just throwing that in. Tommy James and the Shondells need to be in there.
Yeah, we could discuss this all day long, honestly, because it's just it's a weird
what do you
little
think
caveat.
What do you think of the current inductees?
Again, no disrespect to certain names, but like I just don't know if they're rock and roll. That's my only 2 cents. You know,
All right.
Tribe Called Quest, they're not rock and roll. You
Who
know,
are they?
nothing against them. Nothing against them. I'm just saying they're hip hop. Mary J.
Okay, I don't
Blige
even know
is
who they are.
hip hop. So they need a hip hop Hall of Fame. Don't no disrespect.
LL Cool J's hip hop. He's not rock and roll.
No, but he's going back to Cali.
All right, real quickly to close out this segment. So, briefly recapping the names who were nominated who did not get in. Mariah Carey, Someday.
Oh.
I got it. No.
She'll be in there someday.
Yep. Eric B. and Rakim. I don't know them. What do you guys think? Do you know them?
Don't
You
know
have
who
an
they are.
opinion?
Never heard of them.
No opinion. Jane's Addiction. Prominent with the grunge and alternative movement.
Yeah.
Did they really move
sure.
the needle? I think someday, yeah, they should be in. Lenny
Yeah,
Kravitz.
Sure.
He's great, and he's
rock.
endured across 4 decades. Someday, yeah,
His endurance, yeah,
Mhm.
he's been around forever.
and he gave
He's
one of
rock
the
and
best
roll.
live shows I've ever been to. Great performer.
I
Yeah.
will say this real fast. He opened for U2 once in Oakland, and because the traffic was so horrendous getting there, we only saw him play 2 songs because the traffic sucked. So, yeah,
Been around a long time.
Oakland traffic.
Oakland traffic.
Well,
All
they
right.
weren't going to see the Oakland A's play, that's for sure.
No,
Wow.
Bono was in
I
town.
don't know where the traffic was going, but it wasn't going to that stadium.
All right, and 3 more here on the list: Oasis, mid to late '90s, alternative.
I don't know much
Did they really
about
move the
them.
needle? Are they really Hall of Famers in music? I'm going to say no.
They were 2 brothers. They were 2 brothers that hated each other.
Yeah, I don't think Sinead O'Connor. One song, iconic though. Feels like the Frampton case. Maybe doesn't deserve it, but if you look at history, unprecedented, yeah, at some point she should get in.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
Yeah.
What was the name of that song? Because I know it. Can't remember the name of it.
Nothing
one
compares
song.
to you.
Something like
Yeah.
Well, she
has
also did herself no positives with. She said something about the Pope.
She
I don't know if you
ripped up the Pope's picture on SNL.
That was it, and that was the end of her in the States, man.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
it's funny
Disrespected
after going to Ireland, dude, she's still huge over there. She's huge. Now, see,
Did she
here's
have
the other
good
thing.
songs there? She had other songs in Ireland.
She had other songs. So we went
Then
to
put
the
her in
Irish.
the Irish Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not here.
We went to the Irish Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in downtown Dublin, and she was in it. And you know who was the biggest? Here's trivia for you. Who was the biggest? Not U2. Irish music export.
I thought it was the Irish Rovers. I don't know, the Irish Rovers.
Nope. And I just went completely blank at my brain.
Irish.
Oh, hold that thought.
Blank again.
I just went blank.
Old.
Becoming a geezer, man.
You'll know this as soon
and
as I look it up.
The last artist on the list was Latin Looks, Sadie or Sade. I don't know who that is, so I don't have an opinion.
I don't think they were that big.
Oh.
I don't think they were that big.
Thin Lizzy.
Back.
Thin Lizzy.
How are they bigger than you too?
Most influential. Well, okay, not sales, but when you went to the Irish Rock and Roll, Thin Lizzy was everywhere. It was like the first major rock and roll Irish export was Thin Lizzy. Yeah.
They had a huge song. I like them. The Boys Are Back.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
Boys Are Back in Town.
Yeah, that was actually
something else. There was another one, but that was their biggie.
And the lead singer died very young, so they ended up short-lived. Yeah, it was very sad. But if you ever get to Dublin, leave this on the podcast. Go to that. It's really cool. My wife, who's not a huge music fan like me, actually enjoyed it. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Of course, if you ever get to Liverpool, do the Beatles stuff. It's really worthwhile.
Done that as well. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on from Geezertunes, let's go into Geezer Finds. This one courtesy of Ripe Old Rich. We've got a row of VW buses. So what are your thoughts on that Geezer Find? Ripe Old Rich, you found it. You lead us off.
When I saw them, I thought, well, I don't see it, so I don't know.
It's red.
when I first saw it, my thought was it was probably some kind of car show, or maybe it's probably just a group of guys or a group of people that have their old VW buses. I don't like VW buses. I think they're
Oh,
ugly. I've
Have
never
you ever
liked
been in
them.
one?
Not that I'm willing to
have you ever
share.
driven
No,
one?
I've never been
This,
in one. Don't want to be in one. I think
oh, love
I know people love them. They're collectible. They go for big bucks. I don't like VW Beetles either. That's just me. So
the buses with all the windows. There's a number. I want to say 24. I think with all the windows. Those are hot. Those are awesome. They're coming out with an electric version, and no one. Let me repeat. No one in the VW world likes the electric one. It's ugly.
they don't make them anymore, do they? Is it going to be a new model?
It's a VW bus, but it's electric, and it's ugly.
Really? But they haven't
It's
made the buses for
ugly.
years. I guess they're
No,
starting
no, it's
again.
been years. It's been years.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And yeah, I've never been in one. They're just, to me, when I see them, I think of, well, quite frankly, I think of you two. So that's my thought on the VW
Do you
buses.
think of the music? You think of the music group U2, or you think of two geezers?
DJ Slots and Rifled Rich.
Yeah, I
Hey,
kind of figured that.
Hey, a steering wheel is typically like this, but theirs is tilted over. It's almost flat. I've driven one
Really?
once. Yeah,
Like
my buddy,
like
my
the
buddy's
school
in the VW.
That's like a real bus. Real buses
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the school
Yeah.
bus as a kid. Like those things have the flat
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
Of course,
Let's
when
move
I
into
was a kid,
themes.
we went in the horse-drawn carriage to school because we didn't have cars yet.
of course,
You walked in that 4-strong carriage, went uphill both ways.
Yeah, 20 miles each way.
All right.
6 feet
Through
of
the
snow.
snow. Through the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's move to Geezer memes. So you might be old if. So there's a list of 25 items here. And it's up here on screen now. So maybe in the interest of time, can you find any of these that are not true for you?
That are not what?
That are not true,
That-
because we're going to operate under the assumption these are almost all true for us. Let's see. Number
I'm
11.
scanning.
I have never played an Atari. I haven't done that.
Oh, I owned one, Atari 2600.
I think I still have one. That was in the spring cleaning, but I'm not throwing it out because it's
I want to know
probably
if that
worth some
thing
money.
works.
I don't think it works, but I have it, and I have games that go with it.
I-
Space
I-
Invaders, remember that?
I think the only thing I'm going to say is like MySpace. I don't think I ever did MySpace.
I
didn't
never
do
did
MySpace either.
MySpace.
I didn't do
I never
it.
did it either.
How about 23?
Everything.
Remove the CD
Remove
player
the
from
CD
your
player.
car.
I never. Nah.
Oh yeah, I had one where
still
you
have
I
the
did
push
the
a
opposite.
button,
I put a CD
and that-
player in my car.
that the handle would come out, and you'd pull the whole player out, and you just leave a little hole in there because people would steal your stereo.
Well, that
Yeah.
was when when you were parking your car somewhere. I
Right,
remember
I did
that.
the opposite.
Yeah.
I put in a CD player into my car, and then I had the removable faceplate as well. So yes, I have actually done 23. Both ends of it.
I haven't done 23 which is the remove the CD player, and the other one, same with DJ Slats there. I never used MySpace.
Yeah, I don't think I
That
did
was
either.
for kids.
What
Yeah.
was the
Actually, I
what
never
was
used
the
a record
first?
player. I've always asked someone else for help on doing it. I've never myself been able to get that needle into the slot.
Oh, what was it? What was the
For what, a
first?
record player?
What was the first?
Number 24.
Metallica sued them for downloading music. What was the
Oh,
first
Napster.
one? Napster. That's it. I used Napster. I did use Napster. Sorry,
Napster
Metallica.
didn't they got sued, right? And because
Yeah, I
of
just said that by
copyright infringement.
Yeah, Metallica sued them
Okay.
first.
And as expected, Metallica beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went out of business. That's why they went out. They went under.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're qualified geezers at the most 2 or 3 of these things we didn't do. That's what I'm hearing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, and we're a time gentleman. It's been fun as
Wow.
always. So we're gonna leave.
Oh,
with,
I gotta get a shout out, quick shout out. You two guys bashed retirement communities last show, right? And I kind of was like, yeah, I could maybe see it. Well, it prompted a phone call from someone who viewed episode 3, actually called me. It's someone I know from Denver who sold their house after 32 years and moved into a retirement community. He has a duplex, which is basically one roof but 2 separate units.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a golf course, clubhouse, and they love it. So shout out there to Bill, who
Oh,
lives
Bill.
in suburban Denver. Good old
I
Bill,
remember Bill.
who
Yep.
I used to work with, and
As did I.
he definitely took objection to your comments and was offended by them. So
Sorry, Bill.
Bill's a good geezer. So I just wanted to get
Yes.
that in.
Right. Bill, you are a good geezer, and I'm also pleased to know that our podcast is starting to have influence on people's lives, and I literally made you alter your living arrangements. So that's it. We're going to leave both of you with some homework, including myself, for our next show.
Uh-oh.
Find a picture of yourself from elementary school. Find a class photo. That's your assignment.
I've got one. I've posted
Oh.
it years ago on Facebook.
I got one. All right.
All right.
All right.
Yours was a tintype, probably.
Yep. We look forward to seeing all of our elementary school class photos, talking about those and several other topics next time on Geezer Talk.